Hi, my name is Andrew Larson. Thank you for coming to my presentation of my exploratory data analysis of COVID-19 cases in the US and Colorado. So about the data, we weren't given any data, so we had to source our own. The US comes from the COVID Tracking Project, which takes data directly from state health websites. The Colorado source is the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. We pulled this data on 7/17. We had to create some measures, including positive percent for the US, new deaths, new cases, and new tests, and positive percent per day for Colorado. The new cases is just the first difference of the total cases. So on the right, you can see some metrics, including cumulative positive percentage, total cases, and total deaths. This positive percentage is the total number of positive cases, so new cases per day, divided by the amount of tests that are given on that day. So you can see positive percent here. It looks to be some sort of issue. We decided to cut US data off before March 7th because of this, and because 50 states started really tracking their data. So I figured that that was a good time to start the US data. So here's our EDA of both Colorado and the United States. We looked at daily deaths, daily positive tests, and daily positive percent. It's important to highlight the dependence of both positive percent and new cases on the amount of tests done. Positive percent negatively correlated, new cases positively correlated with the amount of tests done. We were asked to talk about what's more important for a state to track in order to see how they're doing. I think it's new cases, but they're both super important because of their dependence on the amount of tests that are done. So after we did our EDA, we looked at a time series analysis for Colorado. Colorado, definitely stationary data. We found no evidence in the overfit factor tables or the graphs. So we decided to go ahead and model stationary data. So we had an ARMA 8.2 and an ARMA 7.1 model. I wanted to use the AR1 model, which was suggested by BIC, but it failed the Young box test, implying that there was still some temporal dependence in the data. So here are your two models, the ARMA 8.2 and the ARMA 7.1. ARMA 7.1 did significantly better on rolling window ASC, but they both did pass the Young box test, so we moved ahead and forecasted. I would definitely use Model 2 for short-term forecasts. We have 7-day and 60-day forecasts here, but I would use Model 1 for long-term because Model 2 just predicts the mean, while Model 1 still has some sort of trend going on as you go forward. For the US, definitely non-stationary data. Factor tables, the sample autocorrelations of pars and window all suggest it. So we went ahead and difference the data. The first difference definitely looks stationary. So we decided to move forward and use AIC and BIC to do some model selection. We ended up with an ARIMA 6.12 and an ARIMA 8.10 model because of that and the first difference. Both these models passed the Young box test. Model 2 has a slightly lower rolling window ASC, but not by very much. And here are the forecasts. For short term, I would use Model 2 because it's slightly smaller as far as rolling window ASC goes, but I don't think it really matters that much. For long-term forecasting, I would use Model 1 because it does keep the sinusoidal behavior in the forecast for longer. Going forward, we want to look at more advanced univariate models, and we want to look at multivariate models, and we want to be able to compare all of these models in order to give you the best model for short and long-term forecasting. Thank you so much. Feel free to send me any questions to my email. Have a great day.